What is going on, everybody? And thank you guys for tuning in. I'm back here at FrankieC's Sports. It's been a long time since I've been on. I've been doing a lot with Unscripted, and I'm glad to be back here. And with me is my co-host from Unscripted. One of them, out of the four groups, is my man Logan Landers. What's going on, Logan?
What up, Frankie? Happy to be back on your debut show, man. Ready to talk some football with you. And of course, like you said, man, we're on Unscripted 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So check us out over there.
That's right. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch us. Me, Logan, Rob, Big Shot Rob, and also Jay McLovin. So this is my new show. Since football season is back, you can see me rocking my Patriots jersey every Sunday. I'll be wearing a jersey. It doesn't matter um, if it's a game or not. I'll be wearing Patriots just for my show for you guys to show my love and support to my team and to the sport of football. Um, as you can see, Logan's background, he's a Las
There we go.
Vegas Raiders fan.
Yeah.
Let's get that cleared up. Las Vegas Raiders. Um, but let's start this off, Logan. We're going to talk about a little bit of the NFL Hall of Fame game. It passed by. It was this Thursday, the first game of the NFL season, where we had fans at attendance, a full fan at attendance. And it was just a preseason game, and it felt good. Let's be honest, it felt good to watch football again and to actually see fans at the stadium, let alone to actually see and watch the Hall of Fame game since last year's Hall of Fame game got canceled due to COVID. Um, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're going to start off with the Hall of Fame game, which was the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys, who lost very heavily to the Steelers with a final score of 16-3. But it's preseason and everything happens. You want to give your thoughts a little bit on this, Logan?
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys lose and America wins, and that how it pretty much went. I mean, this is a preseason game, and they didn't have hardly any starters in there. It was mostly just a lot of the young guys who were trying to get a roster spot for both squads. So you can't really judge this just like the preseason. You can't really judge this off of how they're going to do in the regular season. But I will say, even though the Cowboys didn't get a touchdown, they only got 3 points. I did like how Micah Parsons played. And obviously being their first round selection, trying to help solidify that defense, which was pretty rough last year for Dallas. He did really good, I think. He just a little bit, but he had 3 tackles, had a force. He recovered a fumble, and it seemed like he was just always near the action, no matter what. So I like the way he's played. He's definitely an explosive player, and I'm expecting him to have a good year this year, especially as a rookie. For Dallas, he's going to get a lot of snaps. He's going to get a lot of time on the field, and I think it'll be fine. But for Pittsburgh, I mean, they got the win. Like you said, they got 16 on the board, so not too shabby. I would like to see Najee Harris do a little bit more. He didn't have too much to show for his first game, but like we said, it's preseason, and these are just guys trying to basically get warmed up for the regular season. So no Big Ben, none of the big starters, but overall, it's a good game. Nice to see a few guys out there. Chase Claypool had a good game, but we did see he hurt his shoulder. Nothing too serious. He might just miss a few practices. But he did have to go off the field after he landed on his shoulder pretty rough. But it's all right. I mean, but other than that, I mean, it was a pretty solid game. It was good to see some football, good to see some fans. And like I say, usually for these Hall of Fame games, it's not really about the game. It's about the induction ceremony the night after. So it was just kind of like a fun appetizer for all the football fans. And it got watched, I think, by 7 or 8 million people. So there was a lot of people who had their eyes on this game.
Yeah, it actually beat the ratings compared to the Olympics for that night for Thursday night. My wife being part of the news team with News Channel 10 here where I live at, and her best friend, being manager and everything like that. I get all the scoops, so I did get told that the NFL Hall of Fame game beat the ratings of the Olympics. So that's
Wow.
something good. You can obviously know and tell that the world have missed the sport of football, and now that it's back, everybody's been waiting. I actually do have a full list here. I went out this morning, went out of my way and did a list for my man Jay McLovin because he's a
Oh,
diehard
boy.
Cowboys fan, and I just had to, go hard. So the final score obviously was 16-3. The Cowboys, quarterback wise, didn't do really well, and it's preseason game. We understand that, but for the quarterback situation in the Cowboys, this is something that they need to focus on really, really big with the Dak Prescott coming off of a season-ending injury last year. with an ankle injury, and then hurting his shoulder this year in the practice times before preseason even started or anything like that. He's obviously going to be good to go come regular season, but anything is possible when you come back into the league and the regular season comes and you want to go hard and want to push yourself hard, and you could hurt yourself again. Gilbert or Galbert, however you say his name, he went 9 for 13, 104 yards, and he averaged 8 yards a pass with 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's pretty good for him. Obviously, he's a veteran quarterback, former Jacksonville Jaguar. I'm pretty sure he was in other teams. I'm pretty sure he was with the Rams for a little bit and the Lions, I believe. But now you're with the Cowboys. You did pretty good. Obviously, you didn't get much reps. And you're obviously going to be the backup to Dak Prescott. I expect for Galbert to at least get a touchdown. I understand it's preseason and everything like that, but at least get a touchdown. For being a second string quarterback and being a veteran at that, you should at least show that you can get a touchdown. It just shows that the Steelers defense, even without their main starters, are a stout defense. No doubt about it. Behind Galbert was DiNucci. He went 7 for 17, 89 yards. He averaged 5.2 yards a pass, and he only got 1 interception with no touchdowns. And then their fourth-string quarterback, Rush, went 8 for 13, 70 yards. He averaged 5.4 yards a pass with 0 and 0 on touchdowns and interceptions. So for total overall for the Cowboys, without Dak Prescott, they went a total of 20 of 43 on the pass attempts. They had a total of 238 yards. They averaged 6.1 yards a pass, and then a total of just 1 interceptions with no touchdowns. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Logan, and I'm pretty sure you can agree with me, and every Cowboy fan around the world can agree with me, that these 3 quarterbacks put up a number that Dak Prescott can do on his own in one game.
Right.
And that's really sad. That's really sad, especially for, like I said, for Galbert to be a veteran quarterback. He's been in the league for more than 5 years. He should get at least a little bit more and show up like, man, this is a game that we have been wanting to see. It's a Hall of Fame game. You got fans back in the stadium. And you're actually playing. You don't have to sit down and watch Dak Prescott play for first quarter and then you come in for the second. No, you actually played for the first half. And then the next 2 came in for the third and fourth quarter. So you're telling me you went 9 for 13. I understand they were doing the runnings because I got the stats on running as well. But you're telling me throughout the first half, the entire first half, you threw the ball 13 times, got it caught 9 times, and only can get 104 yards with no touchdowns out of that. You got to do more than that in the first 2 halves. Like I said, it just shows that the Steelers defense without the starters are stout. But it was trouble all around for the Cowboys. I hope that Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys can look and adjust at what they want to do and want to fix. Like we said, this is preseason. They're still at about a 70-man player roster right now. They got to cut it down to 52 soon, within the next 3 weeks. And this is just for Mike McCarthy to see who we're going to keep and who we're not going to keep. You got any thoughts on the Cowboys offense?
Yeah, like you said, the backups proved for a reason that they are backups. I mean, they weren't able to do a whole lot. But also, what's going on, Mr. Delaney? Nice to see you took your talents over from Unscripted over here to FrankieC's Football Feed. Nice to see you over here, sir. But actually, Frankie, this thought just popped into my head. I'm excited to see how this is going to play out on Hard Knocks because the Cowboys are the featured team this year. So I don't know if any of the teams have had the Hall of Fame game before on the previous season. So I think this would be a pretty cool, pretty episode for the Cowboys. I mean, obviously, we're going to see all the yelling and whatnot for them not scoring any points and giving up 16. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of young guys who stay on the team, what undrafted free agents they brought in, stuff like that. But as for the game, nothing too much to do. Also, what's going on? Stu Palmer?
Yeah, boy Stewie over there in the UK.
In the UK, represent. I see the flag. Yeah. There you go.
He's from the UK. He's on a lot of stuff.
I like it. But yeah, so I think that, it's a game. They got their feet wet. We got to see a little bit of football. Like I said, I think the Cowboys are going to be better in the regular season than this because obviously they didn't start nobody. And same with the Steelers. Steelers are going to be really good. And I'm ready to see some. I'm ready to get rid of the preseason already, man. I'm tired of the preseason stuff. I know that it's crucial for the young guys, but we don't. Who cares about the preseason?
At least we get 3 weeks of preseason and not 4.
True. At least they decided to cut it down some. But I mean, honestly, the preseason, if you're like a diehard fan, is you get to see all the young talent that no one knows about. Honestly, because if you're just a casual fan or just a fan of just the regular season playoffs, like pretty much we are, then you want to get to the meat and potatoes. You want to get to your stars being on the field. You don't care about the 4th-string guy playing for 90% of the snaps. But I'm ready to see some more football, man. That we're not going to go a week until after the Super Bowl now without seeing any kind of football, whether it's college or pro. So I'm ready to get into it, man. It's a good time to start the football season.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait. The Steelers put up a really good number offensively with the 3 quarterbacks, Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins and Jacob Dobbs. They did great even without Big Ben. Total of 18 for 28, 174 yards, 6.3 average passing yards, and 1 touchdown with no interceptions. Now, this is 3 quarterbacks. I mean, none of them put up 100 yards or nothing like that, but they were working it really good. As the 3 quarterback, they wasn't turning over the ball. They weren't fumbling as much as they were supposed to, but they were all doing great. I would have loved to see a little bit more out of them, but I feel like just offensively they played really well compared to the Cowboys. The Cowboys did put up a lot of bigger numbers compared to the Steelers' offense, quarterback wise, but the quarterback comparisons, the Steelers played smarter. And play, and then also they got the running backs as well. They had 30 carries for 76 yards, and they averaged 2.5 yards a carry compared to the Cowboys. They did 21 carries. They averaged 5.2 yards a carry, and they only got 109 yards out of that with no touchdown. And this is what I don't understand, is you could get, with the 3 quarterbacks, you could get a total of 238 yards with no touchdowns. And then compared to your running backs, you run the ball for 109 yards and not one of them can get a touchdown. I don't understand what's going on. I hope that the Cowboys, and I'm not trying to put down the Cowboys. All right, the Cowboys have been running the NFC for a while, and I just feel like I feel that the Cowboys are more better than what the way they look than they are on paper. They should be way better than how they are. Their numbers are great, but they're not scoring the ball. They only got 3 points, and I don't understand. I just hope that by the regular season comes, they turn it around, because the NFC East is gonna look kind of weird but funny this year.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. But with that, my next topic, I want to just ask you real quick, Logan, which team that didn't make the playoffs last year you think have a better shot at making it this year in the NFL?
Right behind me, Frankie. You're looking at them, of course, but I think that a good bit of that, because like you said, last year was just absolutely crazy with everything going on. I know you already got the Patriots penciled in for your team that's going to go into the playoffs, but just looking around the league at some teams who might not, who didn't get a lot of love last year, who might do a little bit better this year. I think that I think maybe the Raiders, of course, maybe your Patriots, but we also have guys like did Indianapolis make it last year? I think they did.
Yeah, they
made
it last year. And
they lost
the first round.
Jacksonville might be a surprise for some people because they drafted a lot of talent, and you got Trevor Lawrence, you got ETN, you got a whole lot of other guys. So Jacksonville might make some noise. Let me just keep going through some of the teams here. I think that, of course, my team, the Raiders, they might get in, but there's a few good teams who kind of didn't struggle, but are right below that hump that could get in. I think that Chicago is going to have a better year, with Justin Fields. I think that they're definitely going to help out if they ever do start him. I mean, we learned they're going to start Andy Dalton in the first few weeks in Chicago. So that's we'll see how that goes. I don't have very high expectations for that since we saw how Dalton did with the Cowboys last year when Dak got injured. He did not do a great job, we'll say. So I think the Chicago might surprise some people. Also, just in the NFC North too. Detroit, they had a new head coach. They have a whole lot of brand new players pretty much. So I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they are going to be better. And maybe the Falcons, man. The Falcons are they have talent too, so they might get close to the playoffs, maybe a wild card spot. So there's a few teams there. Who do you got that you think is going to be a potential playoff team this year? Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna go out and say I feel like my team is gonna make it to the playoffs. Bill Belichick did fantastic throughout the offseason, getting the pieces and the puzzles that we needed to fix. We did get an injured reserve player last night, a big defensive player, Raheem Willis, I believe, or his name is, or Raheem Miller, one or the other, I forgot. But he's a really good defensive player, and he's out for the year with the torn ACL. But hey, it's always next man up. Thank you. We got Kyle Van Noy back. We got Dante Hightower back. So I'm not really much worried. If one player gets hurt right now, I feel like we're stacked on defense, and I feel like we're gonna make it back to the playoffs and back to where we belong. But I'm also gonna stick with you, and I'm gonna also go with the Raiders. The Raiders,
let's go.
They should have made it to the playoffs last year for being the only team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's true.
The Super Bowl. They were the only team that beat the Chiefs last year until the Chiefs lost in the Super Bowl to the Bucs. So, and they were close to actually winning the second game. It was just the final, the final 5 minutes where the Raiders just gave up, and the Chiefs somehow got a quick 2-touchdown lead on the Raiders. Hey, it happens. I think the Raiders are going to make it this year. I don't think the Chargers are going to be what they were last year. I think that the Raiders are going to come in second behind the Chiefs in that division and get a wild card spot. I think the Patriots are going to get a wild card spot for the AFC East. And, we're probably not going to win the division. The Buffalo Bills are stacked still. And re-signing an extension to Josh Allen is just going to make me more upset. And, for the NFC side, I'm going to have to say – I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons as well. I feel like they've been doing good throughout the draft and then the offseason. They picked up good players. They stuck with Matt Ryan. They feel like Matt Ryan is going to take them back to the Super Bowl. I don't think that's going to happen. I just think that they're going to make it to the playoffs. And also the other team is the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know if they made it last year. I think they were about a game behind or something like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stick with the Arizona Cardinals because the Cardinals has stacked up defensively and offensively. They got J.J. Watt, they got A.J. Green. Man, they've been stacking up really well for the offense and defense for Kyler Murray and for the defense and Chandler Jones. I mean, there's a big hiccup right now with Chandler Jones and everything like that. But
right,
I think the Cardinals are going to step up big next year.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw them in there too because you're right. They did last year, but with all the guys they acquired, like you said, with J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones, a bunch of other guys, and Kyler Murray just getting another year of experience behind him, I do fully expect the Cardinals to be in the playoffs this year. If not, then I'd say it's a disappointment season. Honestly, with all the good talent you picked up, you got to get to the playoffs. Also, yeah.
Mikey Life chiming in.
Always showing love.
With that next segment, I want to bring up the Colts. They have agreed to make an extension for Darius Leonard, a 5-year, $98.5 million contract extension, making him the highest paid inside linebacker in NFL history. The man is making stack. The man is making money. He's getting paper. He ain't going nowhere. He's in Indianapolis Colts, and this is a really, really good re-sign extension for the Colts. They needed this guy. They locked him down. The defense is literally all locked down. They're not even worried about the offense. The offense, they feel that the offense is going to be good. But I will be worried because right now they don't have Carson Wentz, and they got to worry about the quarterback situation. Instead of signing for another quarterback, they're making sure their defense is set for the next 5 to 10 years. What are your thoughts on the Colts and Darius Leonard?
Yeah, I mean, I knew this was a good idea for the Colts, re-signing him, making him, like you said, the top paid inside linebacker. That's a lot of money, and you're getting it for a guy who is very young. He's only 25, going into his age 26 season. Been in league since he was 23, and he's put up tremendous stats. In his rookie year, he had 7 sacks, 163 combined tackles, which seems like Madden numbers. And then these past 2 seasons, he's dipped just a little bit. He had 5 sacks in 19 and 3 sacks in 2020. But I mean, he's done a lot of good work. He has a total of 416 combined tackles in 3 seasons, 15 sacks in his career. And let me see, he has 26 tackles for losses as well and 17 quarterback hits. So even though he did have a slight down year in 19, a little bit in 20, it hasn't compared to his rookie year. He has still shown that he is a high quality inside linebacker. And like you mentioned, Frankie, with the Colts having quarterback issues, and they also lost Quentin Nelson with the same foot injury that's going to keep them out anywhere from 5 to 12 weeks, pending due in rehab. The Colts were smart. They are solidifying their defense, and they're hoping that can be what carries them through these tumultuous times in the first few weeks without your starting quarterback. You have to start a backup. I mean, there's always been talk about maybe picking someone up and free, but I don't see them doing that. They have a veteran Nick Hundley as one of their quarterbacks. Also have 2 young guys with Sam Ehlinger and Jacob Eason. So I think they're going to go with one of those guys. I'm not sure who yet, but I think that while you wait for Carson Wentz to come back, and if you're a Colts fan, you can hope that he's able to come back within the first 5 weeks and not 12, then there is some time to write your season. I mean, of course, preseason, luckily, hopefully those 5 weeks are going to accommodate for that. But if it stretches into the 12, that's going to go into the regular season, which is going to be rough. So I think that the Colts are smart. They got Darius Leonard for another 5 years. Absolutely tremendous player. Seemingly always on the field. Played 15 games in 2018. He played 13 in 2019, then 14 last year. So he's done a great job, and I am not shocked at all by them picking this man up, because he also had 3 forced fumbles last year as well. So anything you want out of your inside linebacker, this guy can do, and I'm glad he got paid for it.
Yeah, I agree, and I hope he doesn't get injured this year, because sometimes I feel like when you get a contract extension, you get at least injured one of those years, and I hope he doesn't, because this man is fantastic. Good job to the Colts for that and re-signing him. I just hope that they can find a new quarterback to run their offense for at least a little bit until Carson Wentz is better and coming back. Because you want to have that man come back and at least start 70% of your snaps, because you don't want to give away that first-round draft pick to the Philadelphia Eagles and end up having them get 2 first-round picks next year, not 1. And with that, we're going to go to the next subject. Xavier Howard and the Miami Dolphins. Our boy Rob, Big Shot Strike, is a Miami Dolphin fan, and I know he's having a wonderful morning today, waking up and finding out the news of Xavier Howard getting a workout deal with his contract and staying around in Miami for a couple more years. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been reading so much on this and so much different news of his contracts coming up like every 5 minutes, where it's like one thing and then another thing and then one more thing after that. So like he's getting so much money right now. It's insane. He's actually getting everything he actually wanted, and if not more. Logan, I know you're probably looking it up right now. Do you want to give your thoughts on Xavier Howard and the Miami Dolphins deal?
Yeah, I mean, we heard a few weeks ago that he was not happy with how he was in Miami, and he was hoping to get traded, released, or something like that, so he can go get paid. Well, we heard, what the coach had to say the other day. He said, we're not trading him. And then what came out, earlier this morning is they finally worked out a brand new deal for him. They got him, they restructured his contract. They got him some more money. And I think rightfully so. I mean, this is one of the better corners in the National Football League. So I'm glad they were able to get this worked out. They got it restructured. So I'm glad he's going to stay, because he is a great player. He led the league last year in passes defended with 20 and also interceptions with 10. So if you were to let him go, trade him, whatever, you would have lost a crucial part of your defense. And Miami is a team right there, Frankie, in your division, that they've been getting a little bit better with Tua and with the pretty good defense. So, he's staying in your division. And, Mac Jones, Cam Newton better watch out for him, because this guy is an absolute ball hawk.
I'm not worried about him. He's a good player. I don't blame him about him like that. You're right. He did have 10 interceptions last year, leading the league in interception. But don't forget my man, J.C. Jackson. He was in second place with 9. So he almost had that 10 to tie it, but he came in one short. And
That's true.
There's always a Patriot corner right behind. If not in front, they're always right behind. Because if it's not J.C. Jackson, it's going to be Devin McCourty. If it's not Devin McCourty, it's going to be Stephon Gilmore. So we always got somebody. But congratulations to Xavier Howard. You got what you wanted, man. You wanted to stay with Miami. It took a little while, but you got your contract. You got what you wanted. You're staying where you're at in South Beach, sunny side. You don't have to worry about moving. You don't have to worry about looking for a new team, even though I would have loved to see you go to a new team. But, hey, whatever. I'd love to face you 2 times, and can't wait to see you week 1 where we beat you guys in New England. And with that, our final subjects for today, I want to go out and give my shout out and congratulations to finally the NFL Hall of Famers class of both 2020 and 2021 getting their ceremony finally, because we didn't have it last year because of COVID. So this year was a 2-nighter, first time ever in NFL history where both classes are getting inducted. Last night was the class of 2020. Tonight is going to be the legendary class of 2021, which I'm excited for. I cannot wait to watch. As you're going to watch, Tom Brady's going to be there. He's going to be hopefully or probably calling out Peyton Manning because, Peyton Manning wanted Tom Brady to be there. Tom Brady took his time out to go to the Hall of Fame ceremony, and it's a shocker. As a Patriot fan and a football fan, I have never, not one time, seen Tom Brady at the Hall of Fame ceremony as in the stands or whatever. So, I can't wait to watch it. Not only is Peyton Manning getting inducted, my man Megatron is going to be getting inducted as well tonight. Also, and I can't wait. I hope his gold head is going to look good, and I hope Peyton Manning's. I can't wait to see Peyton Manning's gold head. That's going to be a big one. They're going to have a big gold head for Peyton Manning and that big forehead. I'm just saying. But I'm excited, man. I love the Hall of Fame. And it's a great thing. And it's also sad. It's players that we got to watch growing up finally getting gold jackets, and we're sharing the memories of what we witnessed, witnessing Peyton Manning win 2 Super Bowls, one with the Colts and Tony Dungy, and then one with the Broncos and the one guy who used to be the coach for the Texans. I forgot his name. The one who ended up getting cancer, I think it was, towards the end of the season, and forced him to retire. But I can't wait. I'm excited. Logan, got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, class of 2020 was huge. They have, I believe, 12 players, coaches, and whatnot combined. We saw last night some guys went in. Troy Polamalu with probably one of the best, busts for Hall of Fame with that beautiful hair of his. So that looked great. Also, some guys who I was excited to see go in. Isaac Bruce, a great wide receiver. Edgar and James as well, one of the best running backs in late 90s, early 2000s. And then, of course, 2 great coaches with Jimmy Johnson and Bill Cowher. So those were great to see those guys go in. Of course, there's a few other guys not mentioned who are all rightfully in the Hall of Fame now. Then as for tonight, for the 2021 class, there's 7 players going in. You have the great Tom Flores. You have Peyton Manning, of course, like we said, John Lynch, who was, a tremendous fullback. Calvin Johnson, Megatron, a guy who, let's not forget, he retired early too. He retired when he was He was 30s. Probably early 30s, maybe right at 30. So, I mean, that's for him to play, have a good impact, and then retire early and just kind of chill out the rest of his career to still get in the Hall of Fame. That's great. John Lynch was actually a strong safety. My bad. I was thinking of their fullback, Mike Lynch. So that was who I got, Mike and John, or whoever it was. Mike Allstott, that's who it is, Mike Allstott. And then Charles Woodson, of course. What more can you say about Charles Woodson? Raider great, even did great with the Packers too for a few seasons. So glad to see him go in. And overall, man, this is a great, 2 classes that we're seeing go in. A lot of really good, talented guys, coaches as well, who deserve to be into the Hall of Fame. And now that we're going to get 2020 and 2021 underway, we get 2022 next year. So it's going to be interesting to see who they pick to go in next year. I don't know if the class is as strong. Just taking a look, I see a few players that I know are going to get in. I see Reggie Wayne. That's an obviously go. I see Zach Thomas as well with the Dolphins for all those years. He's probably going to get in, I would think. I see one of your guys, Frankie. I see Richard Seymour, who was drafted.
Should have been in it this year.
Yep, so he might be getting into it this next year. And for coaches, it looks like they put Dick Vermeil on here. I'm seeing on CBS, who was a longtime coach from the 70s, really pretty much all the way up till the early 2000s. So, I mean, there's a lot of good talent. I mean, this is obviously a big one with Edgerrin James, Peyton Manning, Charles Woodson, all those guys. So I'm happy to see these guys go in, get their buffs, get their gold jackets, and it's good to see. And also, I saw something this morning that all of the Fox NFL Sunday analysts, they all are in the Hall of Fame now with Johnson, Strahan, Howie Long, and all those guys. They're all Hall of Famers now, so that's great to see.
Yeah, it's amazing. Can't wait to see all those guys week one with all those gold jackets together. It's gonna be, it's gonna be the first time ever, and I'm excited for it. And I'm excited for Troy Polamalu last night getting his gold jacket. I'm not a Steelers fan, but I love Troy Polamalu. I mean, he was the one man, honestly, when we faced the Steelers. That was the one man I hated to go up against, honestly. That was the man that can go up to the line, jump over the center, steal second quarterback, not get flagged for it. And he had perfect hair throughout his whole career.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect hair. I mean, the man, he still had perfect hair last night. They were gray.
All right, yeah, I'm about to say, he's getting a little older. It was still there.
Listen, it was in a ponytail, and he took that thing on. He's like, man, this is my hair. I'm going to go out the way you guys remember me. He took that out, and everybody, the women, I'm pretty sure there was women fainting left and right.
I'm about to say, they had to get some paramedics out there to revive some people.
Troy Polamalu's hair is still on point, and that was, and as, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a Steelers fan. One day I wished that, back in the day, he would end up coming into the Patriots, but it never happened.
Got to respect the game, though. Got to respect his game.
He's a Steeler, and, congratulations to Troy Polamalu. It was wonderful to watch you play and go up against you and watch you win a Super Bowl also, too.
Right.
With Heinsberg and Big Ben. So, congratulations. And there was a lot of honestly, I did watch it. We were on Unscripted last night, and I had the Hall of Fame ceremony, and we were watching Troy Polamalu. And I made a little joke where, Logan said everybody's wearing the terrible towels, and I'm just saying, they just handed them out to the people for him, and there half the people there were Patriot fans. But I'm be honest with you, there were a lot of Steeler fans there for Troy Polamalu because a bunch of people had Steeler jerseys on. So, and it wasn't also only Troy Polamalu as a Steeler who got inducted last night. It was also Coach Coward who got inducted as well. Mr. Perfect Jaw and Mr. Perfect Chin, who we like to call. He brought the Steelers their 5th Super Bowl ring, or I think he bought them 2 Super Bowl rings, I believe. Their 4th and 5th, I want to say. I'm not really sure. I'm not a Steelers fan, but it was really great to see. I got Mikey here chiming in, saying hi to my boy Antonio, and then asking me if I cried during Troy Polamalu.
No,
I didn't cry.
Once Brady gets inducted, then you'll see some tears. He'll have a whole box of tissues right next to him.
Definitely, I'll definitely be crying for that. That's my boy. I've been watching Tom Brady since the day he got drafted, so definitely I'll be crying for Tom Brady. I might shed a little tear here and there for Peyton Manning tonight.
Right, but
I watched Peyton Manning grow up as well. But man, if you don't shed a tear at least once for these players, especially a player that you love watching growing up, and you finally seeing him get a gold jacket, it just shows that you don't love the sport. It shows that you don't love the players that took your team to a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl, or even did so much for your team. But congratulations to the Hall of Fame class of both 2020 and 2021. I can't wait to watch Peyton Manning tonight.
Yeah. He's done for.
You're done, Frankie. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be crying
when it happens in 2028 or whenever he's eligible. Listen, it'll be there.
I cried last year when he left the Patriots. But I'm even crying more
Right.
when we get that goal, Jack. I tell you
As a
what.
Patriot, though, as a Patriot, that's
Yeah,
gonna
as
hit
a
you right in the
Patriot.
heart.
As a Patriot. Also, congratulations to Jimmy Johnson. Not only are you in the Hall of Fame, sir, you are also in the Ring of Honor for the Cowboys.
Great weekend for him.
Yeah, really great weekend. My man's getting rings left and right. So congratulations to Jimmy Johnson. But hey, thank you guys for showing up today, or this morning and afternoon. I am back at FrankieC's Sports. I will be coming back to you guys next week on Sunday, week before. No, actually next Sunday before preseason, because this Thursday starts preseason.
Yeah.
The Patriots play Washington this Thursday on NFL Network, and I believe the Eagles also play on Thursday. So this Thursday starts preseason. Next Sunday, I'll be here at 11 a.m. To give you guys some news on those games and the updated games for next Sunday's preseason game. I wanted to have my boy Jay McLovin in here today. He's not feeling well, so he's going to come in hopefully next week. And also Big Rock is going to come in hopefully next week as well. Logan is obviously, he's always welcome. Logan's my man. He's always welcome no matter what. But congratulations, class of 2020, 2021. Thank you, everybody, for showing up this morning. Logan, thank you for taking time out of your morning to come by and help me with this. And, yeah. Don't forget, everybody, to follow us on Unscripted, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturdays 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, go to our Unscripted page. We have a link there to our Fantasy Football League. It's a big league, a 20-player league. Right now, we're about 9. The fantasy draft, our fantasy draft is in about one more week.
Next Friday.
The 15th or 13th?
13th, yeah. The 13th.
So you got one more week. It's the 13th. Come on in. If a guest ends up winning at our fantasy football league, you guys will be getting a special promotion into our show at Unscripted, where you'll be a guest and also kind of like a host, where
you
know
you can pick topics. You can do whatever you want to do.
Do whatever you want to do. So come on in and log into that. Like I said, you can follow that on Unscripted and find it. Just go to our Unscripted page on Facebook. But thank you guys, and have a wonderful night and day, and glad to have football back. Thank you, Logan.
All right. See y'all, guys.